Hey, Coach.
Dave. Morning.
How are
Brought
you,
you some
buddy?
Dunkin'.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
We're going up to your lair.
Lair. It's our practice center.
Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Coaches, presented by Dunkin. How do you take your Dunkin, Coach?
So I go cold brew, 3 stevia, 3 cream. I call this one the Larry Bird 33.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. 3 stevia. You don't need stevia. You
I
got
know.
enough energy.
No, I need it. I need it. Yeah, I need it.
No way. No chance. You're one of 3 coaches on campus that were actually born in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
I'm one of the others.
Nice. Didn't know that.
And I believe Glenn Marshall's the 3rd. Might have been the 1st, actually, chronologically, but we won't tell him that.
We won't tell Glenn.
And I know you spent some early years in North Haven, but you grew up in New Jersey. Just take us through, take the viewers through
Sure.
kind of your upbringing, how you first discovered the sport of golf, maybe through high school.
Sure.
And we'll go from there.
Okay, so moved around a lot. We ended up in California at a great spot out in Discovery Bay. It's in the East Bay area. Brand new golf course, lived on the 2nd hole, and I could not stand golf, hated it. I wanted to go hit people. I was heavily into all the football we can get into at Liberty High there and flag football, stuff in the summer. Then I got really hurt and football was no longer an option. And I was caddying for anybody that would play at Discovery Bay, still not liking golf, and got a chance to caddy for a guy that changed my golf life. His name's Dave DeLong, still teaches out at Boundary Oaks in California. Was a tour player, played in, played in the Australia Asian Tour, played in Asia. And I'm caddying for him, and he just gave me his brand new driver on the 4th hole and was like, hey, give it a rip. I popped it up, Jimmy. Big old idiot mark on the top of the club, first swing, right in the air. And he goes, don't worry about it, I got a trunk full of those. And the next one, I pumped it down the fairway, and I was like, wow, this is great. And then ended up playing junior college golf for Doug Yenny at Bergen Community College. He was a big influence on me. He taught me a lot about how to prepare, and I always thought from that moment I really wanted to be a coach. So ended up at St. Thomas for my last year and was really, fell in love with the campus. It's a small, at the time it had 1,300 students. Now I think it's like close to 4,000. It's massive for that size of campus. But they made a coaching change. We didn't have a fall schedule, so I was looking, hey, I got one more year of eligibility and maybe I should finish out somewhere else because I wanted to play professional golf. And I went through the whole process, Jim, of withdrawing from the university. I met with all the teachers, filled out the Bursar form, and the last guy I met with, Dr. Ted Abernathy, he's like, yeah, I'll sign your form, but I didn't take you up for a quitter. I'm like, what does that even mean? You don't have a golf team, what am I supposed to do? And he was like, you could coach the team. Go take over the team. So I went and met with Jim Pizzolato, who's a great baseball guy. Jim looked at me and goes, wow, that's interesting. Let me talk about with the staff and we'll get back to you. And that night he called and offered me the job. It was the most amazing moment of my life when I heard Jim Pizzolato on the phone offering me the job. And he offered me the job for $3,500 and I couldn't take that job quick enough.
Yeah. One door closes on your football career, golf door opens. How tough was it? I know what it was like coming back and coaching just maybe 2 or 3 of my former teammates as an assistant coach.
Sure.
How difficult, what were some of the challenges in recruiting guys that you might have gone to the parties with? That were peers,
Sure.
The year before, and then all of a sudden you're the head coach.
Yeah, that was a little difficult. I had a guy on a team that was a year older than me. So when I would tell the guys on the team to do something, he would look at me and we'd have a head nod or like, this isn't gonna work for me, Pez, I don't know. And the first book I read when I got the job was They Call Me Coach by John Wooden. And I went into this thing being, a decent player, I would have thought. I had all the answers. I had none. Like I thought I was going to be, at the time, the next Mike Holder, but I couldn't be a caddy for Mike Holder at that time. I had a lot to learn, and thankfully the places I've worked have had a lot of patience so that I could get caught up.
So 2020 to 21, crazy year, COVID. We're back in the Big East, finally, back home in the Big East, and you guys win it. Where does that rank in terms of the highlights of your career?
This one meant a lot. It was a COVID year. We were up here in 3-hour sets, masks on. We had hand sanitizer everywhere. These were 9-hour days every day for me. And this group just bought in. We couldn't fly to West Virginia, so we drove. We didn't get through COVID testing till 5 p.m. Threw all the guys in the van, hit Dunkin, and off we went, right? Like I caffeined up, and we went, and we drove all the way to just short of Morgantown and competed, and then drove to Penn State, took 3 consecutive COVID tests there, did whatever it was we needed to do to compete. The important thing for me was the student athlete experience, even though that they had the masks on their face. I mean, we have pictures of guys eating meals in hotel rooms out of plastic, eating a steak with their hands, and we just didn't care. We tried to figure out how to get it done, but the Big East is an up and coming golf conference. There's so many great teams that we have to compete with, and Streamsong was demanding as all get out, and the whole COVID thing was a curveball, but to be able to get it done with that group was absolutely the highlight of my professional career.
It was.
Yeah.
Give us an idea of what your day-to-day is like. I mean, there's no golf course here in Storrs. You compete against teams that have golf courses on their campus.
Sure.
How much of the job is coaching a swing in beautiful weather, and how much of it is recruiting, fundraising, public speaking?
Yeah, I think it's 10% coaching and 90% everything else.
Yeah.
And gratefully, I'm able to find self-motivated young men who understand that the student athlete experience here at UConn is exceptional. We practice every day, and we get to hear Coach Ariema work with his team. I mean, you can hear it in here, and let's be completely clear. I'm a huge fan. When I coached women, I thought he was a god. I hope he doesn't see this. But this is an amazing student athlete experience that we get to have that, and all the other sports. Going to a baseball game at your place in the spring is unbelievable. I find the right young men, and they work really hard, and I don't have to tell them. We have great access to Chris Cody's in Portland. We have our own hitting bay there.
So when it comes to the actual coaching, the 10%, how much of it is physical and mechanical, or how much of it, I know in our sport, I think, our sports are similar,
Sure.
and so much of ours is mental.
Yeah.
I imagine in golf it's the same.
Listen, I'm not here to build somebody's golf swing. If I did that, we'd be looking up at so many other teams on, leaderboards every
humble,
week.
I'm sure.
I just want to be a part of that student athlete's teaching triangle, right? The athlete, their swing instructor, and then I could be the eyes. And it's a little bit challenging because we can't go watch a current lesson or watch them work because of NCAA rules, but I could shoot video, I can ask questions, which has been great, and thankfully our guys have some tremendous golf professionals that they work with. My background is in teaching, and I was blessed enough to work for Jim McLean at Doral, and when I was there, we must have had 8 or 9 of the top 50 instructors in the world. And the biggest thing I learned, it wasn't, the 22 fundamentals, it was, there's a billion ways to swing it, and if it's going where they want it to go, don't get in the way.
Don't
right?
mess them up.
Yeah, don't mess them up,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. What are the best ways to help you and UConn golf moving forward, for the viewers right now?
Follow us on social media, reach out, come watch us play, take a look at our schedule. If you see an event that's close to where you're at, come out and see us, we'd love to have you. Practice round days are the easiest to interact with our athletes. You can walk along with our guys, but please know that if you're ever in an area that we're at, come on, you're more than welcome. You can watch us practice afterward, hang out with us on the golf course. And if you're at a tournament site and you're a member at the course, maybe you can coach me up on how to play the golf course better. So whatever you want to do, but most certainly just come on out, be involved. We host an annual event at Shelter Harbor, which it's a little slice of heaven out there in Westerly, and it's a special place June 10th this year.
The elevator pitch. Maybe see you at the 19th hole there.
That's true.
First of all, thank you very much for joining me, and
anytime. And
best of luck this spring. I know we're battling the weather, and look forward to following you, to another championship this year. So
appreciate it.
That'll do it. Another episode of Coffee with Coaches presented by Dunkin. Thanks for being here.